It's all coming together now, boys and girls.
Hey, what's going on, friends? Welcome in, welcome back, bienvenue, willkommen to Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. Still ill, I'm afraid, but hopefully on the mend. Welcome back to Chelsea News, the nearly sort of daily series here on Football Therapy, where I go across the news, see what's being said, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. Today, I'm going to be citing the big, exciting, God, that rhymes, wordplay, Brawl at Stamford Bridge last night. Bang, bang. What did Rudiger have to say? Thiago Silva getting amongst it. Lovely scenes, the theatre of football. And I also want to, tip my cap to Olivier, Giroud and potentially Tammy Abraham. Have we seen the last of them? Will they never set foot on Stamford Bridge again? Or at least as a Chelsea player. And are we really going to end the season with Jorginho as the top goal scorer of 7 goals? Mate, if you told me in pre-season, when we've spent hundreds or tens of millions on these attacking players, that will end the Premier League season campaign with probably our goal scorer being on 7 goals, and it will be Jorginho with penalties, and we could finish 3rd place, I would have laughed you out of 10. Funny, eh? Anyway, please do consider subscribing to this channel, Football Therapy. Make sure the bell notifications icon is clicked because YouTube is screwing me over at the moment and my subscribers aren't getting notified. They're telling me they're not getting updates, which is awful. Annoying from YouTube. Anyway, drop a like to make me feel better. Oh yeah, it's important I get this in now. I do want to talk about it. I've started another side passion project that you, the viewer, might enjoy. This is Football Therapy. My other channel is called Football Yannick. I talk about football, not exclusively Chelsea, it's more informal and people are really liking it and really enjoying it. So I'd urge you, if you want to support me, dear sweet viewer, to go check it out. I've put a link in the description, simply click that and go and subscribe. Thank you so much, it means a lot to me, your sweet, sweet support. Let's get into the first story of today and talk about the brawl at the bridge. That's right, tensions were running high last night in the Premier League at Stamford Bridge. Of course, the game itself was absolutely massive in terms of the ramifications of qualifying for the Champions League. Not winner takes all. If Leicester won, they would have been guaranteed, I think, to be in the Champions League. Chelsea needed to win and also probably need to win their last game against Villa. And Leicester could end up missing out, so there was a lot hanging in the balance. Tensions were high because the Chelsea faithful were back at Stamford Bridge cheering on the team, and there was a sort of palpable atmosphere that you could see even on the broadcast. It was amazing to hear. I mean, a lot of people, neutrals as well, enjoyed this spectacle. The theatre of football has returned. It felt like football again, and with that it elevated the emotions and the tension of the players, and it broke out into a magnificent brawl. Well, as much as a brawl you're going to get on a football pitch. Being up to 30 people, the players, the substitutes, the coaching staff, incredible scenes, really. Anyway, there was an underlying sort of spark here. Obviously, Amartey, after the FA Cup win, threw the Chelsea pennant over his shoulder, a sort of mark of disrespect that the club themselves, Leicester City Football Club, they actually apologised to Chelsea. Whether it was public or not, I don't know, but it was a reported story that they apologised. As they should, really. It's disrespectful behaviour, but I'm going to be citing an article from TALKSPORT to let you know what they said about the incident. It seems Thiago Silva did not forget what Daniel Amartey did after the FA Cup final on Saturday. Chelsea got revenge for their defeat to Leicester in the Wembley showdown by claiming a huge 2-1 victory on Tuesday night, which puts the Blues in control of the race to qualify for the Champions League. There is certainly no lost love between the two sides, and tensions boiled over towards the end of the match. A hard challenge from Leicester's Ricardo Pereira on former teammate Ben Chilwell provoked a reaction from both sets of players, the two benches led first by Chelsea's Antonio Rudiger. It was very much a case of fisticuffs and everything started to cool down until the Blues defender Silva spotted Fox's substitute Amartey. Now I love this. Boiling over, high tensions, drama, it's what you want in a football, match, or especially a high tensions, high stakes football match. The Chelsea fans cheering them on, and I love this. Thiago Silva, new blue, absolutely so devoted to the Chelsea cause. You can see he's always apparently his wife said as soon as he's in the club, he's all in, he's immersed. Thomas Tuchel corroborated that, said yes, when Silva's in a club, he lives it. He saw Amartey on the bench and he absolutely honed in on him and was like, you disrespect the badge I play for. Amazing. Absolutely love it. Edouard Mendy got involved, Mason Mount, and of course, the main protagonist in that whole game was Antonio Rudiger. He is an absolute beast. I would not want to fight this guy. He just literally like grabs you and controls you, and what a game he had, man. This isn't the match review, of course. Go back and watch my match review of the game, an emotional, instantaneous reaction, my last upload. But Antonio Rudiger obviously scored the opener. He was doing roulettes down the touchline, amazing defensive performance, and the aggressor in a big brawl. What else do you want from a performance in a football match? Anyway, keeping on the subject of Antonio Rudiger and this big brawl, I want to read out to you a quote that he said when interviewed post-match, you know, in relation to the Amartey situation with the pennant. Yeah, you know. Antonio Rudiger said, "Unfortunately, some people of their team don't know how to celebrate, and we had to punish them for this. Don't disrespect the club history. This is a bit bigger than you." Now, I don't think Antonio Rudiger is saying Chelsea is bigger than you, Leicester. I don't think he'd do that, but I think it means like the clubs are bigger than you as an individual player. Do you know what I mean? So you could say, like, if a Chelsea player was disrespecting Leicester, they could say the same. It's not like an elitist thing like Chelsea's better than Leicester. Although, you know, we won our first FA Cup 52 years ago. Anyway, I digress. Leicester, of course, is a big club with a sort of magnificent recent history and a really good feel-good story. But when a player disrespects an opponent like that in the FA Cup final, it's something bigger than yourself as an individual player that you should not be doing. And I think that's what Antonio Rudiger is getting at here. The job isn't done yet for Chelsea. They have one game remaining against Aston Villa away, and they will have fans, so that will be a very difficult game. All eyes on Liverpool in the meantime. Excellent scenes though at Stamford Bridge, but of course we saw a little cameo from Olivier Giroud, but not Tammy Abraham, and that's what I want to talk about next and express my feelings on the strikers. First and foremost, Olivier Giroud. That was almost certainly, well, that is, as far, yeah, that was the last time we will see him at Stamford Bridge on the pitch, and that kind of got like swept away under the undercurrent of the sort of theatre of that game. What an excellent signing Olivier Giroud it's been for us, like in that January since we signed him. You know, he won the FA Cup, he won the Europa League, he scored important goals in the top 4 finish for Lampard last season. In between, he won a World Cup, you know. What a player, man. What an absolute professional. I think he's loved his time at Chelsea, and we've loved having him. He's been a bit of a cult hero. He was probably the right player to throw on at the time for Tuchel yesterday because he is really big and strong and, you know, the best in our squad for hold-up play. I get it with him going because he can probably go and start for some team in Europe somewhere. Why not? He's a good player. And I just feel like we need to sort of pay our respects to Olivier Giroud because he's been a bit of a cult signing. Yeah, and it's a bit emotional, man. I feel kind of bad for him. He hasn't got an Instagram. He doesn't speak much on social media, so I don't think there'll be a big emotional goodbye, but yeah, it's kind of sad that you know, that's it now for Olivier Giroud. But he'll be fondly remembered by all Chelsea fans, I think, and that's a nice thing. Right, a little bit more difficult. Let's move on to Tammy Abraham. Is that the last time Tammy Abraham played in a Chelsea shirt at Stamford Bridge? Well, he didn't play, did he? Or like be at Stamford Bridge in Chelsea wear. It really does seem like, I mean, this was the case weeks ago. Thomas Tuchel just does not fancy Tammy Abraham. He recognises how he's an academy player and a good lad, but he's probably just looked at him and gone, I can't make this work in how I play. And although lots of people, including myself, find that disappointing, who are we to disagree with Thomas Tuchel's designs to make Chelsea win again? Do you know what I mean? I mean, that's what you want to do as a Chelsea. If we were like bottom of the table, then you'd be like, what are you doing? Play our top goal scorer. But you know, he scored 15 Premier League goals last season. Our current top scorer doesn't even have half of that. Doesn't even have half. Which is mental. Absolutely insane. Incredible. But I can't, you know, if Thomas Tuchel has an absolute design and he needs his two forwards to be pressing and moving and mobile and, you know, running and darting channels, and he can't see Tammy Abraham doing that, and he doesn't like his player profile, then it's sad. But what will become of him? Will we loan him out? He's got 2 years left on his deal, I think, so it would be a good time to sell him, an England international who can score goals in the Premier League, who's young, do you know what I mean? But and if he goes down to 12 months, his value would be diminished severely, unless Chelsea convince him to sign a new deal somehow for financial security. So look, sign a new deal, we'll pay you 100k a week, or something like that. You'll be on like a really good deal and go on loan, go and score loads of goals, and then if we sell you, we'll make loads of money, but if we don't, you'll have financial security in a contract. Maybe they can convince him of that. I don't know. I think Chelsea don't want to lose him as a financial asset. Chelsea don't they hate losing money, we know that much. They're really sort of shrewd with their business, especially when it comes to transfers and selling from Marina Granovskaya. But we'll see what happens there. So anyway, I'm keen to get your thoughts, feelings and opinions on Giroud, Abraham and the big brawl. So comment down below, drop a like if you want to show your support, subscribe and make sure the bell notifications icon's clicked, because I don't know what's going on with YouTube. Maybe because I took some time off, they've decided to stop telling my subs that I've uploaded. Awful. Anyway, enjoy the football. I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.